Realtor, lender, lender, realtor, Dallas Fort Worth real estate.
But not the boring content.
Yes. Okay, so we want to talk about today, which we just had a conversation with Amber. What is the pushback if you're renting on buying your first home? Not just renting, because some people sell their home and rent and they've owned homes before. But I want to talk specifically about first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Because affordability now is a lot different than when we bought our first house.
Yes.
What year did you buy your first house?
2017, December 2017.
Okay. And I was August 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
a little
a lot
different.
different.
Yeah.
Although the house I bought was,
First house I bought was
lot of work.
$196,000.
mine was 141.
Yeah.
But she destroyed that thing.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
we're bragging now, so
Yeah, sorry.
because they don't have houses.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
But it doesn't mean it's not a good investment stuff. So anyways, so what is the major pushback? So when we're talking about Amber, a lot of it would be overall affordability, right? So cash to close, the fear of the payments on your own. Of course, repairs, what happens when things break. Because as a tenant, you just get to call your landlord like, hello. But let's look at the other side of that. You know, as a tenant, you only have so much. As landlords ourselves, we're good landlords, though, but as landlords ourselves, when something breaks, some landlords could be like, just Band-Aid fix it and you deal with it. I lived in one of those. We had a mice infestation in Grand Junction and he would not fix it. But that's all I could afford at that age, you know? So that's another thing to consider. So what would be some things buyers should know to help them understand how to ease up that concern of affordability?
Yeah, so going back into why it's so good to buy right now is you can negotiate repairs, right? In a low interest rate market, a buyer has no power. We saw people, waiving appraisals and doing there's no option inspections going on. So one right now, you can repair potentially a old hot water heater or an issue with an AC or plumbing. Like there's stuff that you can do now that you won't be able to do and couldn't do. So it's kind of a sweet spot with that. And then
I want to take it further though, because what we call it as when you call your landlords a home warranty. Now they're not my favorite thing in the world, but it could cause you some protection in there. But one thing that Cory and I did, Joe, our buyer Joe, is new construction. I think new construction is a great option for a lot of young first-time home buyers. You can get townhomes, you can get a single-family home, depending on the area. Cory can actually do your loan. He and I've done multiple loans for new construction, but you have those builder warranties. And that comes in, and that gives you the chance to feel ownership. Without fully, like when we live in our old Bedford homes, are built in the 80s.
You're doing a lot of
like
stuff.
the house I just bought, that HVAC is 20-year-old. 20 years old. I call it an old Chihuahua and I won't die. That's kicking well, So there's the things to look at for that. Right?
And all those are coming with large credits as well. So that's always a good thing.
But the major things too, when you look at it, would be the roof, foundation, electrical, plumbing. And so when you can be strategic in finding a house, right? There's only so much he can help out with that. That's on me. He tells me, Elena, get them these credits and get them this to make their numbers work. And I go, yes, sir. And then I go, to work, right?
And I think, going off that hesitation right now for a lot of people is affordability. And, a lot of people think you have to come with this huge down payment. And you don't. The average down payment for people across the board is 8%. A lot of people think that you have to do 10, 20%, and you don't. As first-time home buyer, you can do as little as 3%. FHA does not have to be first-time home buyer. That's 3.5%, and otherwise it's 5%.
I bought 4 houses in my time. I've never paid 20% down.
I have.
Either house.
I've never put 20% down on a house either.
That's the hack. So as a first-time home buyer, you want to line up with a lender who knows the ins and outs of the numbers. What is the minimal you need down to have a mortgage payment that's favorable to you? Right? How can we negotiate I negotiate closing costs to make that number work? And then obviously we're going to be specific on the house that we're looking for. Right?
Absolutely.
We're not just going to show you any house that when they say the TLC, we're not going to look at those because that means, it needs a lot of work.
Yes, a lot of loving.
But in the description, you'll see up front with the seller's disclosure, if a unit's older, newer, windows, roof, all those things. It's the ins and outs. So it kind of goes back to when I tell people stop self-diagnosing on Google and actually talk professional. And I don't think people realize how much it costs to talk to us. Like I only charge $1,000 an hour. What do you charge?
$2,000.
It's free to talk to us. And Cory and I have done multiple
a pre-approval
consultations.
Entirely free. Get numbers lined up and, start checking out things online. with
And how long
a house
does it
search.
take for a pre-approval for you?
You can do an application in 10 minutes. Yeah, and if you get me docs pretty quickly, I can get you pre-approved within a couple hours, maximum.
Which is crazy because I talked to a buyer last week who says, oh, I need a pre-approval now. I said, well, then call my guy now.
Yeah.
Because he can get it to you today.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that, and you probably see it all the time. Elena, I love this house. I want to go see it tonight. Oh, I haven't talked to a lender. So it's like, we can, get somebody pre-approved within that time frame so they could go.
Which we're going to have to do another video on that.
Yeah.
So just disclosure, right? We're starting the series. It's all new. So you guys are going to grow with us and learn with us on this stuff. But we have a lot to say.
A lot. We're talkers.
This poor guy, literally like every hour calling him like, oh God, this just happened. Okay, ask him a question.
Hey, that's what I'm here for though.
But yeah, so I would say as a first-time home buyer, it's important to know to get with a professional. You cannot get advice from people. That's the biggest one I would say.
Yes.
From people who have not bought in a current market. Because when I bought my first house, even though it was $141,000, my dad was telling me not to do it. He's like, do not buy a house unless you have 20% down.
Yeah.
And if I would have listened to him, I probably wouldn't have 4 houses by now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things you're going to see online and hear from people that are just it's not good advice or it's not correct advice. Even per state guidelines, I shouldn't say guidelines, but I guess technically some guidelines are different per state. And, if you Google something and it's written in Michigan, right, it could have completely different implications than, Texas, such as community property states, stuff like that.
Right.
So,
and he does loans in different states.
I do.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not direct Dallas Fort Worth.
Yep.
Our videos. All right.
Exactly.
See you on the next episode.